The following meeting of the Delaware County Board of Supervisors, held August 23rd, 2023, is a production of The Reporter, Delaware County's leading news source.
Okay, approval of last meeting's minutes. Were there any additions or corrections from the board? If not, they will stand as submitted. Communications.
All communications have been referred to the respective committees for review.
There is no privilege of the floor this afternoon. Are there any standing committee reports? Okay, we'll move on to resolutions. First resolution is number 142.
I'll move this, ask the board for its adoption.
2023 budget amendment, acceptance of healthcare worker bonus, Department of Mental Health.
Questions? Please call the roll.
Malay,
Yes.
Merrill,
Yes.
Valente,
Yes.
Tuthill,
Yes.
Axtell,
Yes.
Taggart,
Yes.
Marshfield,
Yep.
Vernal,
Yes.
Driscoll,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Hinckley,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kosher,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Sutter.
Yes.
Okay, resolution number 143.
I will move this and ask for its adoption.
2023 budget amendment, acceptance for cost of living adjustment, COLA, Department of Mental Health.
Questions on this resolution? Please call the roll.
Malay,
Yes.
Merrill,
Yes.
Valente,
Yes.
Tuthill,
Yes.
Axtell,
Yes.
Taggart,
Yes.
Marshfield,
Yeah.
Vernal,
Yes.
Driscoll, Haynes,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Hinckley,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kosher,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Sutter.
Yes.
Resolution number 144.
I'd like to bring this resolution up to the board, please. Second.
2023 budget amendment, acceptance of intervenor funding for use in PSL Article 7 Clean Path Transmission Project proceeding, Department of Planning and Watershed Affairs.
I'd like to make some remarks on this. I'm in favor of this resolution, but it's not near enough financially, because I've understood from Soil and Water, they feel there's going to be more stream crossings and more cost involved than what the funding is. And I think it's about time that the state or city start paying their dues, because all of this is giving the county nothing and these townships nothing. And except for the, I shouldn't say 118,000 is nothing. When Marcy went through, town's got $500,000, for the Marcy power line coming through, for roads and improvements and all that. And this is petty, it's, and as it says, it's taking power from upstate New York, delivering it to New York City. We are not getting any benefit from this at all. No tax money, no nothing. And they may not cover all the fees that we have to go through to get it passed through. And that's what's wrong. There should be no cap on it. If there's expenses, the towns and counties should not incur any of it. It should be addressed to the city or whoever, state or the city. This is just another action of the state taking care of the city. Thank you.
We talked about it in finance, and that's what got Jeff riled up. So I placed a call to our attorney in Albany, that's handling this for us. And there's a pot of money, the pot is $450,000. We're getting $118,750. There's been extensions filed from some of the interveners we didn't file an extension. We felt it was better not to. But there has been extensions filed, and there's environmental groups that have applied for a good chunk of that 450. But it's gonna depend on what the judge decides to award them. If he awards them much less than they want, then we could see some more money. Not gonna be earth shattering, but we could see that. This intervenor fund does not replace host benefit packages that we received from the Marcy South awards. But basically the intervenor fund, and I agree with Jeff, it's nowhere near enough, but it's going to look at fire and ambulance safety for the projects that are being built. And a main one is the converter station that's being built in Delaware. They're going from AC to DC, and it's a whole different ballgame. It's gonna look at economic development, wetlands and stream crossings, infrastructures or roads. It's gonna look at a host benefit package, and it's gonna look at agriculture and the effect it's gonna have on crops for the local farmers. This here, the funding for that, we've gotta bring in specialists with this intervenor fund. We have to bring in specialists that we don't have the expertise on, and we don't have expertise on how to handle a fire in a converter station. So, we would have to hire experts to deal with that, and other things here. So, is 118 enough? No, it's not enough, but that's what they gave us, and we need to accept it. It's a start, and we might get a little bit more. And, so that's all I can fill you in on.
And I'm not against accepting this offer. I'm just voicing my opinion, and I think how the board should feel, that this is not near enough. This is gonna work, I mean, why should we spend $118,000 for how to fight a electric fire, a battery storage fire? That should be all done by the state or the power authority, because they're the ones owning it. So why should the taxpayers of Delaware County and taxpayers of Delhi, Hamden, Hancock, and Colchester foot the bill? It shouldn't be up to us to foot the bill when we're giving the power to New York City. Thank you.
And I agree with both Wayne and Jeff. 118,000 on a project of billions of dollars is a pittance. And frankly, it's an insult that they're going to go through our towns and basically give us nothing.
My opinion, just the part of dealing with what's gonna be required for fire protection for this battery system. I don't know of any fire departments in Delaware County that even can come close to having the apparatus and the equipment that they need to deal with something like this. I mean, that alone is gonna be 3 times what we're being given, I would think.
And with this intervenor fund, they have to hire experts to tell us what the department.
Even that part of it's gonna be expensive.
But that's gonna be part of the package. We're gonna tell them that we need, whatever it is, $500,000 to gear up the.
I agree with accepting what this is, but I definitely feel that we need to go a lot farther than
We
this.
gotta at least voice our opinion to a
Yeah.
much larger amount.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, if for some reason the board voted this down, it's only gonna hurt those 4 towns, right? It's not gonna change anything else,
No, we're not gonna-
just taking money out of those 4 towns' pot.
And then the counties.
The counties.
And the
Yeah,
county
no.
has a big.
Getting some of it,
Yeah,
yeah, but
big-
still, it's,
Emergency services would be cut out. You know, the sheriff's department could be cut out. And it's all coverages that the county has. It's gonna be shortchanged as far as I'm concerned. I mean, no.
Just to give you an example, I don't know where I got it, but I got an article, some community up north had a battery storage facility. They fought that fire for over 6 days.
Jefferson County.
Well, yeah, that's where it was, Jefferson County. I don't know where it
They
came
called
from.
every fire department from Jefferson County
Yep.
to fight that fire.
I mean, it was something they never experienced before, and
Not to mention the chemicals that are involved in
Yep.
these battery storages.
And these are all volunteer firemen.
That's right. That's what I mean, we can't be happy with this funding. It should be much more. That's my concern.
That's a different point.
but we need this funding so we
gotta-
can
at
seek
least we
more
word it,
funds.
right, at least we can word it in our approval, that with these, you know, we'd love to see more funding instead of just approving it and, well, they're satisfied, go.
These comments will end up in the minutes anyway.
Right, and that's me.
Yeah.
I'd like to comment on a little bit on the history of the Power Authority in New York State. It was over 30 years ago that NYSEG transferred ownership on Hampton Hill of most of their equipment with the first substation. Ever since then, everything that gets done up there is the Power Authority. They're tax exempt. They refuse to do a pilot payment. They came to, we had a presentation to our planning board a few years back to install some extra capacitors. It was gonna be inside the fenced-in area of the first substation. Planning board looked at it and said, okay, we're okay with it. The next thing we know, we got trucks going nonstop. We go up there and look, they built a second substation without ever coming through us. Town road, that's a dead-end town road, got destroyed. They offered us $30,000 to fix the road, and they got all done, tearing it to pieces. We said, no way. They offered us 50 and said, take it or leave it, which won't get more than that. At which point I threatened to go to the press. And I said, I'll make sure they spell your names right in the paper. 2 hours later, I got a phone call, and we got the full amount to fix the road. I said, there's pilot payments that NYPA does for other areas. I said, we've got the lion's share of the investment sitting on top of Hampton Hill. If that doesn't deserve a pilot host community benefit package, I don't know what does. When they say there's this money for disadvantaged communities to share in, we don't qualify, believe it or not. It's all for the other end of the power line. But yeah, we've got safety issues, fire issues, road issues, stream crossing issues. But, at least we've got banded together enough that we're starting to make waves. And, I've talked to some state reps and we're gonna make some more waves. So, like I said, this isn't a lot of money, but it helps.
Thank you for bringing up the pilot program.
Yeah, that's the
That
one
is
thing
a-
you can't use intervenor funds for, is to negotiate a host community
Right.
benefit package.
But pilot programs and everything the state doesn't lose a penny on these. Pilot programs and such are all town tax levies and county tax levies. They can forgive any pilot program or any tax exemption, or they'll give tax exemptions, because it doesn't cost the county or the state a penny, because they never receive it anyway. So pilot programs, they cut back what the communities get, which is what we're based on. The county and towns live off property taxes. And when corporations and big companies and solars and whatever it is come in and they don't have to pay any taxes, who's picking up the tab? I'd say local taxpayers. And it's, pilot programs, well, commercial business should be taxed as a commercial business. Because homeowners do not get a tax break on your taxes because you're a homeowner. You pay full taxes. But a company can come in with grants and bonding or whatever for the state and whatever, and they don't have to pay tax on that. What's fair?
Well, that was when they took NYSEG off the tax rolls. It was $17.2 million worth of tax base that came off of LI's rolls.
This project is an $11 billion project,
Yeah.
and the towns and the county are getting zero in tax dollars.
It's kind of a joke.
One-way street. One-way streets don't work. Thank you.
Okay, please call the roll, Penny.
Malay,
Yes.
Merrill,
Yes.
Valente, Lightfoot,
Yes.
Axtell,
Yes.
Taggart,
Yes.
Marshfield,
Yes.
Vernal,
Yes.
Driscoll,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Hinckley,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kosher,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Sutta.
Yes.
Resolution number 145.
Bring this up and move for its adoption.
Second.
Allocation of capital funds, Department of Public Works.
Questions? Please call the roll.
Valay,
Yes.
Merrill,
Yes.
Valente,
Yes.
Yes.
Tuthill, Axtell,
Yes.
Taggart,
Yes.
Marshfield,
Yes.
Vernal,
Yes.
Driscoll,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Ellis, Hinckley,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kosher,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Sutta.
Yes.
Resolution number 146.
I bring this up and move for its adoption.
Second.
Sale of tax acquired property, amend resolution 102 of 2023.
Questions? Please call the roll.
Malay,
Yes.
Merrill,
Yes.
Valente,
Yes.
Tuthill,
Yes.
Axtell,
Yes.
Taggart,
Yes.
Marshfield,
Yes.
Vernal,
Yes.
Driscoll,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Hinckley,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kosher,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Sutta.
Yes.
Resolution number 147.
Hold that up and move for its adoption.
I'll second.
Authorization for disposition of personal property no longer necessary for public use, Department of Social Services.
Questions on this? It's a voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Resolution number 148.
I bring this up, move for its adoption.
Resolution of the Board of Supervisors of the County of Delaware increasing taxes on sales and uses of tangible personal property and of certain services, on occupancy of hotel rooms, and on amusement charges pursuant to Article 29 of the tax law of the state of New York.
I'd like to speak to this to try to clear up any ambiguity. The language in this resolution was dictated to us by New York State. It refers to the increase in sales tax that happened in 1990. We are not looking to increase any sales tax at this time. We are simply looking to extend the right to collect sales tax that we have been doing since 1990. We did this a couple of times already this year. Pattern last year, or the last time we did it, we were able to extend for 3 years. Now the state tells us we can only extend for 2 years. So we've had to bring this resolution up again, and you will notice that it's, the end date now is November of 2025.
Is everyone clear on that? Okay, this is a voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Okay, before the not free files, Mr. Hinckley.
I'd like to bring up, introduce local law number 20 of 2023. Local law of the County of Delaware providing real property tax exemptions for firefighters and ambulance.
Second.
Okay.
Okay, this is a roll call. Mr. Merrill, oh no, I'm sorry. Roll call.
Olay,
Absolutely.
Merrill,
Absolutely.
Valente,
You bet.
Tuthill,
Absolutely.
Axtell,
Yeah.
Taggart,
I like you bet.
Marshfield,
Yes.
Vernal,
Yes.
Driscoll, Haynes, Ellis,
Yes.
Hinckley,
Absolutely.
Wilson, Kosher,
For sure.
Layton,
Yeah.
Seta.
You betcha.
Okay, moving on to not pre-filed resolutions, I'll waive rule number 10 without objection. Move on to resolution number 149.
I'll bring this resolution up and ask for its adoption.
Authorization for disposition of personal property no longer necessary for public use, probation department.
Now, is this because you've gone on a lease agreement? Is that why you replaced all the cars and lots?
Yes,
Yeah.
because probation
Yeah.
went into
Yeah.
the lease
That's what I
department.
thought.
Yeah, they finally got some
Yep.
big in the cars in now.
Yep, good. Thank you.
It's a voice vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Resolution number 150.
I'll bring this one up and ask for its adoption as well.
Second.
Authorization to employ special patrol officers, sheriff's office.
Any questions?
This is for, this is opposite at schools, right?
Somebody explain this for us. This is the first I've seen anything about it.
John says he needs it.
Sheriff, can you explain this?
So as you know, we have a school resource officer program. We currently employ one full-time deputy sheriff in 2 different school districts. One being the Sydney Central School District and the DCMO BOCES in Masonville. So he splits his time between those 2 school districts. With everything going on in the country and with our new school safety programs happening, a number of other school districts have expressed interest in school resource officers, which in my humble opinion, I think is a good thing. This is a program where we can actually bring in retired police officers to fill these positions. It's a special provision under the general municipal law to hire special patrol officers. School districts provide the funding for these officers, and we provide the personnel and the training for those to function as school resource officers within our schools. So
So
that's
the schools are actually paying for the security.
the schools pay for it
Okay.
in
We
entirety.
pay for the training and some incidentals, that's what's gonna be in our 24 budget, great part, I guess.
The schools pretty much for this program through the sheriff's office pay for everything.
Yeah, it'll be reimbursable.
I've seen
So it'll be a line.
revenue in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Good idea,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Just like we currently do with the school resource officer program through the 2 districts.
Right.
You have a list of available officers, retired officers that will do that?
We're gonna be recruiting.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Any other questions? The voice vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. One last resolution, number 151.
I bring 151 up and ask for its adoption.
I second.
Pay our bills.
Payment of audit.
Please call the roll.
Mole,
Yes.
Merrill,
Yes.
Valente,
Yes.
Plato,
Yes.
Axtell,
Yes.
Taggart,
Yes.
Marshfield, Vernal,
Yes.
Driscoll,
Yes.
Haynes, Ellis,
Yes.
Hinckley,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kosher,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Okay, does the board have any other business this afternoon?
And I'd just like to mention that Kevin County and Summers are doing this thing for us towns. I think they're doing a good job.
Intervenor status.
Yes.
Yes. They sent the pre-final draft certificate, 75 pages long, if anybody wants to read it, I'll share it with you. But yeah, they're doing a very good job.
Great, thanks, Jerry. Okay, we need to have a legislative committee meeting for a time-sensitive issue. So, is there any other committee that needs to meet?
I've got time-sensitive issues in hand.
We better get going.
Are we meeting next door?
Yeah, we'll meet next door in this small boardroom.
Okay.
Okay, enjoy the afternoon, meeting's adjourned.
To subscribe or advertise, call 607-464-4009.